I may or may not have a spirit in my house. Hey guys, I'm Diane. I live in a small space, tiny house. Although it may not be considered a tiny house now because I built a sunroom onto the front, and it is now 860 square feet, but I still consider it my tiny house. Anyway, let me explain the house to you. First, let me tell you that I am not crazy. I am 75 and still smart as a tack. I'm sorry, sharp as a tack. I don't know how smart I am. But I run my own business and I do not make mistakes. I ship stuff out every week. I think I'm pretty sane. So you can tell me in the comments below if you've had anything like this happen or if you think I'm crazy. But I used to live next door in a larger 2-story house. And then I decided to sell my home and move in my daughter's backyard, who lived next door. I had a storage building on my property, and I decided to move the storage building down here and finish it out on the inside and move in it. So, the storage building was a repossession, and when I bought it, it had a dog bowl in it, it had a stove in it, and it had a hanging plug-in light with 2 plugs in the whole place. The walls were not finished. It was just rough, 2x4s. No insulation, nothing like that. So it was a repossession. And I have since wondered. I mean, you could tell that just like one man, I think he mentioned the word that a man lived in it or something. I'm wondering if he died in it. I will not talk about this in the house. That's why I'm out on my screened-in porch. I don't want to escalate anything, and I do not want anything else to happen, period. I've been here 5 years next month. Okay, anyway, when I first moved in, I'd say the first year and a half, I had a couple of things happen, and I'm going to tell you, did you hear that rooster? My neighbor has roosters and chickens. Anyway, my dog just jumped in the swing with me. Oh my God, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, the first 2 years, I can't even remember what happened. It was so insignificant, I guess you would say. Do y'all find that charming? We're just gonna pretend that's charming and let it go. I didn't know roosters did that at 12 o'clock, because that's what it is here. I live in the South in a very rural area, and it's hotter than crap out here. It is July the 15th or 14th, something like that. Well, let me get on with my story. The first really big thing that happened to me, you may think this is not big, but I had bought a dining table, a big one with a leaf and everything, and put it in the kitchen area. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm living in a tiny house, but I was still thinking in that mindset that all of my kids are going to come and eat Sunday dinner with me. Well, that never happened, so I eventually sold the table. Anyway, the table was in there. I had just ordered some fabric from Fabric Books that morning, and on the phone or online, either way, and I had laid those books on that table and had not put them up yet. So it was time to wash dishes. I wash dishes every morning of my life. I do not have a dishwasher. There's no need for one. So I was going to wash dishes, so I went to get the controller for the light to turn it on. Because the way it's wired, I have to use the controller to make it come on. Well, I looked everywhere in the kitchen area for that controller and could not find it. And I thought, number one, I always put it in the same place, which I put it on the table because I can always find it there. I have a little centerpiece, little wood centerpiece, and I always kept it in there. Well, it wasn't in there. So I looked everywhere. So I thought, okay, it's daylight. I can wash dishes without turning the light on. Everything's cool. So after I washed dishes, I started looking for that controller again, thinking, where did I put it? Because no one visits me. There are no small children running around, or it wasn't at that time. I have a little great-granddaughter now. However, at that time, no one visited me, except maybe on a special occasion, on Mother's Day, someone would come visit. But, you know, I totally live alone. I am self-sufficient, live alone, very seldom see anyone. My daughter next door will bring me something to eat every now and then, or she will bring me my mail. Well, that's it. That's really it. I see the UPS truck driver quite often. But anyway, no one is in my house. Couldn't find it. Thought, okay, next time I clean house, I'll find it. It'll show up. So, went about my day. Later that afternoon, that kind of bugs me because everything is straight in my house. Everything has a place. I put everything where it goes. It was just bugging me. So I started looking for it again. Still couldn't find it. And I thought, forget it. You'll find it later. It's no big deal. So went about my day. I got finished in the workroom. Came back. I don't know, maybe went in the sunroom for a little while. And then I remembered something I had to do in the workroom. So I got up, walked through the kitchen, and as I'm walking through the kitchen, that dang controller is laying on the table right by that stack of books that I ordered from that morning. Okay, I stopped dead in my tracks and just stared at it. And I'm thinking, is this really happening? Because I've looked for it 3 or 4 times this morning. And thinking about that man that used to live in this house, I said out loud, thank you for finding this, but if you don't mind, I will hunt stuff and find it myself. Okay. Now that was weird. I did not overlook it. I assure you, I am not crazy. I assure you that I'm not crazy. Okay, now months went on. Months. So at night, I sit in my sunroom and watch TV. You can't watch it in the daytime because it is almost all windows and you can't see the TV for the windows. So I go in there, have a nice comfortable couch. I can stretch out on it and rest and watch TV all night long. And I love it in there. And I'm quite safe. I am in a fenced-in area. I'm fenced in inside my daughter's backyard. So is she, fenced in. So I'm sitting there watching TV. And right behind me, I'm on the sofa. Right behind me is a window. And someone went, knock, 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 knock. Now, if you walked up to somebody's door, you'd go, 1, 2, 3, 4, normal. That's what normal people do. And I went, oh, Luke must be in town. That's my daughter's middle son. So I hopped up unlocked the door. No Luke. Walked out on the porch, looked down in front where those windows are. There was no one there. There was no one there. Again, I'm in a locked-in area. So I went back inside. Wasn't real scared. I just thought Luke was playing a trick on me or something. That's something like he would do. And I called Ashley and I said, "Is Luke in town?" And she said, "No. Why?" I said, "Someone just knocked on my window." Okay, about this time, she's probably thinking I'm crazy. Okay, I hope not. She knows that I hate lies more than anything. That is my pet peeve. I hate lies and liars. Both of my husbands were liars. I can't deal with lies. I don't lie. So there you go. I'm thinking she believed me. Anyway, so I go back outside and I start looking around. I mean, I'm not scared, but who would have knocked on my window? We don't have neighbors. I mean, there's a girl that lives way over there, but she's way over there. She's not going to come inside my fence and knock on my window. And my daughter didn't do it. I would have seen her. She wouldn't have done that to me. Anyway, it was loud. It was like someone knocked on the window. And Ashley said, maybe it was an animal. And I went, an animal that knocked? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Couldn't have been a bird. Birds aren't awake at night. I mean, this was like at 9 o'clock. Okay, so that was weird. So I promptly locked my door. And things like that happen. It bothers me for like maybe a week. Maybe a week. But who do you think knocked on my window? And I got to thinking maybe someone knocked from the inside of the window. See what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay. Months went by. Okay. I just pray that nothing happens. So months went by. I am sitting again at night on my sofa in the sunroom watching TV. And if you look out to where the door is on the left, it's a little closed-in porch, very cute. And one of the walls is my workroom with a window. So I can see my window as I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. And I'm just watching TV. And all of a sudden, I look to the left because something caught my eye. And the light in the workroom came on. Okay, I'm locked down. I have 3 sliding glass doors, but I keep a bar in the bottom so no one can get in. And I went, oh my God, I'm going to have to get up and go in there. So I got up, walked into the workroom. Lights were blaring. I have really good lighting in there because that's where I sew. So I flipped off the light and I said, please don't do that again. And I walked out. Okay, that bothered me for a while. Now, this happened this year. So the other day, I was in the kitchen area, which the table's not there anymore. I sold that, got rid of that. I almost got the exact same amount for it that I paid for it because it was brand new and it was huge. Anyway, I have a lounge chair in there that I bought at a Goodwill. I love it. I bought a cover from Amazon, covered it. It was leopard. I didn't want leopard. My house is kind of farmhousey, so I just got a plain white cover, covered it. It's very comfortable. That's where I watch TV when I'm not working in the daytime, because it's comfortable in there. And my dogs, I have 2 dogs and a cat, and they have room to sit with me. anyway, I'm just sitting there and I hear a man speaking. Now, what was on, I watch YouTube almost all the time, and I was watching Pat, the profiler. Watch her if you're interested in crime. She's very logical, and she explained lots of things. I'm almost addicted to her. Anyway, I watch her all the time, and I was watching her. There's no one speaking but her. Okay? She plays no videos, nothing like that. She shows pictures, but she's the only one that speaks. I heard a man talking. It was like he was standing outside the kitchen window speaking, but I couldn't understand what he said. And I went, who was that? So I got up, I looked out every window in my house, which doesn't take long because I live in a tiny house. I couldn't find anyone, but I distinctly heard someone speaking. And as a matter of fact, I'll bring this up right now. I kept my granddaughter last week, my great-granddaughter. I keep her about once a month. She's so precious. We were sitting out here, actually on the swing, and we both heard a man talking. I mean, there's no men that live around here. I mean, and she looked at me and she said, who was that? She's 2 years old. And I said, I don't know. I don't see anybody. Do you? And she said, no. So I let that go. Anyway, back to what I was telling. Okay. This one has bothered me greatly. This one happened about 6 weeks ago. Every morning, after I drink coffee for an hour in the sunroom with no noise. Oh, I forgot to turn on some music. I was going to turn on some music. Oh well, we'll deal without it this time. I went in the kitchen to get me a bowl of cereal before I washed dishes. I'm a creature of habit, I'm telling you, I am. So I got a bowl of cereal, went back in the sunroom, and I usually just sit on the edge of the couch and look out into the yard, look out the windows into the yard. So I was looking, eating my cereal, and I happened to look at one of the windows, and it was open like 2 or 3 inches. My windows go all the way to the bottom because it's a sunroom. I wanted almost all windows 2 to 3 inches at the bottom. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I did not open that window. Who opened that window? So I got up immediately, put my cereal down, pushed the window down and locked it. And I'm thinking, last week I went outside and washed down all those windows in my sunroom outside with a water hose to, get the, the pollen off of it, the dust off of them, that kind of thing. If that window had been raised, I would have soaked the sunroom. First of all, I would have seen that it was open as I was washing the windows. Well, I did not soak my sunroom because the window was closed and locked. Now, let me reiterate. I do not have company. Ever. 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 I'm talking twice a year. My kids might randomly drop by. Randomly drop by. That hasn't happened in a long time. So who opened that window? I mean, come on, who opened that window? They were locked for sure because I live by myself. I make sure everything is locked down all the time. I just know that the windows are locked. Even if it were unlocked, who raised it? I mean, really. Has this ever happened to y'all? Because it makes me feel crazy. And I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not. I've lived in 2 other houses where strange things happened. Not anything devastating. Like I never saw anything. I never saw anything move. But I did hear people whispering behind my ear in one house that I lived in for about 10 years. And after I divorced, one night, during the night, underneath the house, there was this sound that started at the back, and it's like someone had a huge sledgehammer and was hitting underneath the floor all the way to the front door. Me and all of my children came out at the same time out of our bedrooms and started running for the front door because my keys were at the front door on the mantle. I grabbed them and we left. And I was young. I was probably 29 or something. Yeah, it scared me. I left. I came back though. That was scary. And someone may have said, "Oh, that was plumbing." Really? Really? It was deafening. It was loud. Little things like that. My cousin saw a cat run up the stairs one time, but I have no idea. I can't vouch for that because I didn't see it. Okay, then I lived in a rental while I was building another home after my second divorce. I'm sorry. I'm a divorced person, you know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just couldn't take the lies anymore. Anyways, I was building a house. My mom was actually building it. She was a contractor. Okay. So at night, these are the different things that happened. It was a small house, typical hallway, 3 bedrooms. Now I had 4 children, still do. My baby slept in a crib in the same room where I slept. And my youngest son slept in the bed with me. I think he was 3, maybe 4, something like that. My daughter was maybe 8. My son was maybe 16, something like that. So my daughter would come in my room during the middle of the night and she'd say, "Mom, there are balloons floating around my room. Please come and let them stop." I'd go, "Oh my God, balloons?" I was very calm with her. "Okay, hon, let me go see." And I'd go in there. No balloons. She said, "They're gone now." Oh, I wish that rooster would be quiet. He's very loud. So, I didn't see any balloons. She said, "They're gone now." She did that, I know, 10 times in the year that we lived there. Oh my God. That rooster is I am so sorry. Anyway. So under my bed, this happened 50 times. 50 times. It was like a mouse was under there playing with a marble, rolling a marble here and there, back and forth, here and there. Under my bed, it was a wood floor. Very obvious what the sound was. I never got up and looked under the bed at night, ever. But during the daytime, I would look under the bed and try to find a marble. Never found a marble. Never found a mouse. I never found anything under the bed. I was so desperate, I even got my ex-husband to come and spend the night in that room with me. I mean, my 2 children were in there too. Of course, nothing happened. But I swear that is the truth. So I was so glad to get out of there. So my hope all this time is that I would never live in a house that was spirited, if you know what I mean. I mean, I can't move. I don't care what I don't care what happens here. I can't move. This is my home. My life savings is in this home. It is debt free. Everything's perfect for me. I cannot leave. I won't leave, no matter what happens. No matter what happens, I can't leave. Now, I'm going to let you go now. I wish you'd comment if anything like this has happened to you. But since we're on the subject, I'm just going to make another video within the next few days. My mom, actually, and for real, lived in a haunted house. And the thing was, none of us believed her till I witnessed a few things myself. So I'm going to tell you about that next time. So I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to hear my mom's story so you won't miss it, because it's a good one. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.